I'm going to talk about vineyards and cover crops. In my presentation, usually I will change cover crops for vegetation cover because it's the literal translation in Spanish. So sorry for that. I will try to say cover crops. That is a degree in environmental science and a master's degree in soil and water management. Right now I'm doing my PhD about cover crops in vineyards. So I'm just one of you. Please ask me whatever you want. And I think that at this time of the cost action, you know very well which are the problems in the semi-arid environments. So this is going to be very short background. This is the typical view of a vineyard in Madrid, in the south, southeast, southwest of Madrid. You can't see any weed. You can't see any cover more than the stones and all vine shots. So every drop of any rain will fall in the soil. There is no protection. Another different view, the same. All leaves, stones. This is another vineyard that we are working on. And I'd like to stop here. More than talking about organic matter, the lack of a good structure of the soil, I would like to talk about the real problem, the erosion rates. So, why do I have this pen in my hands? The first thing is because I'm nervous, and this helps me to talk. And the second thing is because I took this picture, and anyone can tell me something strange, something wrong here? Any one of you knows what is this?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this?
Gravel.
Okay, and at what level is usually performed the draft?
15 centimeters.
15 centimeters above the ground.
At least like cubic foot, yeah.
No, okay.
I have no about that.
Maybe nobody.
Okay.
Does everybody know what is it?
Okay. We had a disease in Europe called phylloxera that destroyed every vineyard. So right now, every vineyard in Europe is drafted. So in our region, it's very common to draft at the ground level. So the ground level used to be at this level. And you can see how much soil we have lost in only 15 years. So let's say this farmer performed the draft at lower level, just to be careful, this level. So I've done an easy calculation of how much soil we have lost. With the bulk density, the length of the pen, we can calculate how many tons per hectare. So 130 tons per hectare is like a very high erosion rate. And you can tell me, maybe it's just in this point, and I would say yes, just in this point. This is only an example, and the vineyard is something like this. So this picture is in this area, the higher erosion rates. In this area, probably we have sedimentation. So you can tell me it's not a big problem, but what if we have another different vineyard and the slope is here, and I have, I don't know, the river or a stream 5 kilometers far from there. So this is happening right now in semi-arid environments in Spain. These erosion rates are totally true. Why? Why the farmers? Why they don't realize this is a very big problem? I think Celia and Maria Jose, they work in social point of view. I'm just telling you some things because I am from a little village in the southeast of Madrid, so I'm giving you some of my thoughts about it. First of all, social standing. Real situation. I stop tilling, the weeds start to grow, and I go to the bar to have a beer, and someone come around me and tell me, why you stop tilling? You are dirty. You're a dirty farmer. So I don't care, but I know a lot of people care about that. More things. In this area we have tillage contest. You know, who's the best tilling? Who's the best doing this thing? Destroying the soil, eroding. And the winners are like the, I don't know, famous people in the area. It's funny, but I promise it's true. And of course, culture. Culture, this is a broken route. They don't care about this. They go tilling, the most deep is better, and they can break these kind of roots because in 20 centimeters there is a stone, so it's impossible to go more deep, to go deeper, sorry. And they don't care. This is good. The erosion is not a problem, the weeds is a problem, but this is okay. What are we proposing? We are proposing the use of vegetation cover in the vineyards. This is the same vineyard than before, the one with the pen. And we propose different cover crops, but to make it easier, I'm just saying cover crops. One is Brachypodium stachium, same as Blanca, and the other one is spontaneous vegetation. Both are cutted every year, the most of the year twice, but sometimes 3 times. And we are trying this experiment to leave only 1.5 meters in the center of the row. It's more something beautiful than a real question of competition with the vineyard. Because the people sometimes tell me, okay, but you have to till in this part because of the competition, but you can say, but the roots are not only here, the roots are everywhere. So I think it's easier to work. When you have to harvest or work the prune and everything else, it's easier to work like this. Another view, tillage and cover crops. I have also microplots, but I am using the microplots for a different purpose. I will tell you later. Another view of the vineyard. So we are measuring a lot of things: organic matter, mineral fraction, as well as particulate organic matter, aggregate stability, a lot of things. But today I just want to focus in organic matter and runoff simulations. First of all, this is another vineyard of my experiment. This is tillage and cover crops. And in 2 years, this is the soil organic carbon that I have in a tillage treatment. It's the same, more or less, no change, from 0.81 to 0.82. But in 2 years, I have 1.02 in the cover crops. Is that a lot? Is that important? I've done another easy calculation to show you how much important this is. The total increase is only 0.2%. But if I change this to kilograms per hectare, the increase of kilograms per hectare is around 1400 kilograms per hectare. But you can say also it's not a lot. But I've made another calculation. What if a farmer decides to increase the soil organic carbon content from 0.8 to 1, and he wants to use manure, a regular manure? I'm searching in the internet, 40% of soil organic carbon, and K1 is a humic coefficient, is the amount of organic matter that stays in the soil and that's not mineralized. So if I'm a farmer and I want to increase my soil organic carbon level from this to the cover crops soil organic carbon content, I need almost 9 tons per hectare. And this is a lot. This is very expensive. I need a lot of gas to do this, a lot of power. So I'm giving you this for free. Because usually they say, we are losing money because of the competition with the weeds. We are losing money, the harvest are lower, but I'm giving you all this for free. And the other thing I want to show you today is the runoff simulations. First year of my PhD, we worked in the construction of the runoff simulator, and that's why I'm using the microplots. I'm trying to create an homogeneous layer of water to run off very slow and harvest the runoff at the end of the microplot to measure how much water it is. I've done this last year, and this year I will try to measure the nutrient loss, how much nitrates, phosphorus, and potassium. So I have an all-terrain car with a trailer and a tank of 1 cubic meter, and a secondary, a secondary tank of 100 liters. If I put this in uphill, the first tank, uphill the second tank, I can transport the water just for gravity. And here I have a pump, and I have a pressure meter calibrated before. So this way I know the flow rates I am using. And last year we worked at 200 liters per hour in 24 minutes, and we took a sample every 2 minutes. But I don't want to show you complicated graphs and everything else, just how it works. This is in a tillage treatment, for example, in Brachypodium distachium, a cover crop. And again, not a new calculation, but a new graph. If I do a runoff simulation, not just one, the 3 runoff simulation, I'm going to show you the average of the water that infiltrates in the water and the water that runs off. It's this: 44% of the water infiltrates in the soil, and I am losing the 55% of the water in the runoff. So in this amount of water, probably I am losing organic matter, nutrients, and soil. If I do the same in the cover crops, in this particular vineyard, this is the results. The 98% of the water infiltrates. So this water will be useful for a vineyard later. And I'm losing just 1.4 of the water in the runoff. This is in only 2 years. I will try it this year again in 3 years. And we have some hopes with the farmers, because some of them are reacting. Right now, this picture is not very good because the farmer decided to stop tilling. So we only have the 3 rows tilled by us. And for example, these are his rows and stop tilling. This wine has awards, like the Oscars of the wines in Madrid. So it's a very successful farmer. And I've been this winter, sorry, in Sicily, and I have hope in the common agriculture policy because it's working really good in Sicily. They are seeding fave, Vicia fava in Latin, and it's working really good. It's impossible to find in winter a tilled vineyard. They are really concerned about protecting their soils. So I hope with the time we can do the same in Spain. And this is me working very hard in runoff simulation. And thanks for all.
Do you know how much rainfall do you have in Sicily? Because it is strange.
In that area, 600 millimeters.
600.
But just in the winter. There is almost no rainfall. In the summer. For example, in March, it stopped raining, and they told me it will be very usual if we don't have any other rain until November.
From March to November, so it's Mediterranean climate.
Yes.
They have the rains in spring and in autumn.
Yes, I have to say that most of the vineyards in Sicily are irrigated. But it's not an irrigation as we understand, because the irrigation services are not very good. Sometimes they lose harvest because they don't have water.
But do you think that in our case in Spain, having a cover in the strips of the vineyards so high, could the vines survive to this vegetation?
If we cut it in spring,
If
yes.
you cut it, yes.
Yes,
But
yes. They are using this because they have the most of the rains in winter, so they are protecting the soils in winter, and they are using it like a green amendment. So they don't have very high levels of organic matter because they are tilling in summer, but they are protecting their soils. That's probably the first step.
Yes. This is a very important issue, because here in Spain, we don't irrigate vineyards. So the cover crops can be a risk for the production of grapes. And in Italy, you irrigate almost everything.
Depends from the area, altitude. Not everybody irrigates.
Because it is not needed, because you have the rain is enough.
Yes. Well, everybody has irrigation systems because sometimes it's necessary when there is not rainfall in some years. You have to irrigate, otherwise you will lose your production.
I have to answer. I know that there is an important risk, but what is the risk of this? In 20 years, maybe you will not have anything. Zero harvest. Maybe it's better if you have lower harvest, but forever.
Yes, I agree.
That's my point.
Yes, and I agree with you, but we have to say that cover crops are good, but you need also something to increase the water holding capacity of the soil. This is all the time talking about this.
Or paying for that.
Or paying for
that.
water.
The easiest way of everything.
But we don't have water enough to irrigate all the country.
I know.